Hello everyone, welcome to the Green Man. Hope you're all doing good and well this Sunday. So this is really an update type of video for the channel where I usually just talk. It's pretty free flowing really about videos that I've got coming up that I'm planning. A couple of updates for the channel and just those sorts of things, really share some of my thoughts as well on how things are going. I like to do these now and then, not more than once a month really, but just every now and then to keep you posted if you're following or you're subscribed to the Green Man. The first thing to say, which I guess it will be bad news to you if you like the Dark Horse Discs series and you follow that series, is just that there's no Dark Horse Discs tonight, this Sunday, or this morning, wherever you are in the world. And that's just, I just didn't have an album prepared for this weekend basically, and also no collaboration. I've not been in the flat for much of the weekend, so there's not really been much of an opportunity for me to sort of sit down as well and or collab or anything like that. So there's no Dark Horse Disc episode this Sunday, but there will be one. It will be returning. The series will come back next weekend on Sunday, and we'll be talking about Iron Maiden's A Matter of Life and Death. So all it means really is the series is just going to last a bit longer. So in a way, it's bad news, but it's good news because the series will last that bit longer than I probably intended. So every cloud has a silver lining. I'll be carrying on the album reviews. Obviously, I haven't been doing a huge number of album reviews recently. I'm very conscious of that. I do want to do the new Avantasia. That will be a kind of midweek review. I'm planning to do that on Tuesday night, the new Avantasia album. I've got New Dark Throne planned for Friday or Saturday. So look out for the new Dark Throne album review as well. Obviously, the top 40 songs countdown's carrying on. I'm now on to number 19. So that's been interesting doing that. I mean, there are some songs on there that you suddenly think, well, are they really? Are these songs really that high up on my? Should they be that high up on my list? And with a lot of them, I'm saying yes. There's just occasionally one or two that come up, and you think, would that really beat another song? But I'm already set on my list, so I'm just carrying on through it, getting down to those be well into the top 20 soon. And man, I honestly think I'm at the point in that list now where every song just is important to me in its own way. Usually it might be that the song is a song that's helped me through a difficult time at this point, or it's a song that I just love just because it's just a great song. Sometimes the reason is as simple as that. But yeah, they're all songs that at this point, when you get to your top 20 of all time, you're talking the songs that really are just the ones that you really connect with. So that's carrying on, and I haven't posted today's up yet, but that will be going up pretty soon. So you won't have to wait too long for my number 19, I think I'm on now. So quite looking forward to doing my next video in a sort of seasonal series of videos I started doing. So you might remember I did a tier list of horror films I'd watched over the summer, and that was quite a spread of horror films. It was mostly 2000s horror and more recent horror, if I recall correctly. I'm doing a similar video to that again, but for the autumn, and I'm planning to do that predictably on Halloween, that video. So I'll be doing a tier list of horror films I've watched over the autumn, and quite a few of them are going to be very recent ones. I think a lot of them are going to be either last year or this year this time, so it'll be quite topical. I hope you join me for that. I'll be premiere that on a Halloween night, so looking forward to doing that, to recording that video. That's going to be a lot of fun. And obviously Malazan, I've got to do the Bone Hunters review next. That will be, I suspect, probably the later part of November by the time I get to that. And then of course we're looking at more of the regular stuff, more album reviews. I'll be drawing Dark Horse Discs to a close, I suspect, towards the end of November as well. And end of year season starts pretty soon after. When you get to December, you start to see lots of channels. You always start to see those lists starting to emerge. Now my end of year list, I usually think about doing it in the middle of December for me. For some that might seem quite early because you should really wait till the very end of the calendar year, and I totally understand that point of view. For me, the reason I do it is because I generally like I did last year, I kind of take Christmas away from YouTube a bit. Usually, it's kind of a thing that I think I quite like to do, because it's just a time of year where you just kind of I want to switch off from work, I want to switch off from YouTube and things like that. Not for long, but usually a week, 10 days sort of time. So I tend to like to try and do the end of year list before that part, before you get too close to Christmas, basically. So I have 17th December. You might want to, I mean, I don't know if you're interested in my list or not, but I'm thinking of doing that on the 17th of December, which feels about the right time for me to do it. And I mean, what a year we've had. I mean, I've heard one or two people say it's not been a great year, and I sort of think to myself, really? I mean, I honestly have loved so many of the albums I've heard this year, and a lot of big name bands have also delivered, as well as a lot of new bands on the block, if I can sort of call them that, and just so many really good albums. I know I've given about 9 out of 10s this year, which isn't a guarantee they're going to be on my list, funnily enough. Last year I actually didn't have one or two 9s out of 10s, I think, on my list in the end. Sometimes your opinion changes slightly of albums as the year goes by. You realise some albums you maybe got too carried away with, and then there's the odd album where you actually slightly underrated it. Like, I know already there is definitely one album that I gave a lowish score to. I think I gave it a 7, which now I would probably give at least an 8 out of 10 to. So there's going to be one or two albums. So if you've seen my reviews, they're not necessarily a perfect predictor of being on my end of year. I like to throw in the odd surprise as well. Not always hard rock and metal stuff. So look out for that when it comes towards the end of the year, and lots of other things I'm hoping. I don't have so many other videos planned as yet, but I'd love to carry on the collab sort of stuff I've been doing. Obviously, maybe try and get the odd new guest on the channel as well. Even entertaining the idea of interviews. Maybe not at this point in the year. Maybe next year. Maybe I'll try my hand at interviews as well. But that's probably 2023 at this point, I think, for me. But otherwise, thanks everybody for your likes, subscribe, if you're subscribed, following the channel and all that stuff. Always appreciate that. It just gives encouragement and that kind of thing for me to carry on doing this, because I'm enjoying sharing my love of music, sci-fi, horror and fantasy with all you guys. So anyway, take care everybody. Hope you have great weekends, great Sundays, wherever you are. See you next time.